This is Dr. McIntosh here. I wanted to walk you through each of the documents that I created for us as we're moving forward into a virtual learning atmosphere. First and foremost, I have created a Google Classroom for each grade level in addition to a school-wide classroom. And this way we can keep open lines of communication as we move forward in the weeks remaining until the end of this school year. I hope that everyone is well and know that we are going to dive forward together in this and make sure that everyone is supported, and not only that, but that we are not anxious as we are engaging our scholars in the best way that we can in a virtual learning atmosphere. And so in the document, I have scheduled different supports to be coming into the classroom this week. And so I just wanted to walk you through kind of what to expect as we're moving forward. I know Dr. Mendenhall will be posting a video tomorrow in regards to instruction online. However, I did want to go ahead and provide some supports for us to move forward. And so number one, I'm going to click on is the at-risk scholar log. And what the at-risk scholar log is a way in which we can be sure that our scholars are going to be successful in regards to if we're unable to get our scholars to complete lessons online, or if there are technical issues, or if it's really difficult for you to get a hold of a parent or them to respond back to you. If you'll go ahead and document this, filling out this information beginning with scholar name, date, brief narrative of issues pertaining to the scholar, such as academic progress, poor parent contact after multiple attempts, and then as well as the severity, with 1 being, very low level and 5 being very urgent or critical. Then also the team SOAR teacher, you put your name there. Then I'll come on with a completed. If there's a follow-up or any additional notes that you may have for me or Mrs. McLemore, then that way we will be able to go ahead and address those issues. Also, if you'll note at the bottom, let's just keep it grade level specific. So here's the kindergarten tab, the first grade tab, second grade, third, fourth, and fifth. Okay, and so just wanting to be sure that you knew what that document was about. Additionally, I have sent out, this is the virtual learning visual schedule. And so if you will, I have my video for the morning message, our scholar fellowship, and whatever else you want to add to that, feel free to go ahead and do so. And I've just made a very general template for us with some, visual pictures to go along. I think this will help our scholars just to kind of be able to plan their day. And so parents are able to know additionally what is or how the day will go. I believe that, if you want to go ahead and make any changes to this document, please just click File, Make a Copy, and do so that it's ready for you and works for you personally and your scholars in the best way if this one happens to need some refinement. But however, again, this is just a guide for us as we move forward. And so it has all of the, main elements in which a day would entail. So just wanted to give you that. And, so that you would know what that was. And this will be posted to our group or our classroom online for the whole school, okay? And so just wanting you to see that this is a virtual learning visual schedule, and this may really help us so that we can kind of maintain that organization piece, which is critical. So wanted to give you that. And then I will get out of that. And then additionally, at each grade level, as well as the school level, we have what's called a virtual running record. And for those of you, I know you know me very well to know that I am documenting everything. And so with questions, concerns, in supports for scholars such as websites, I have provided this template for us to communicate. I'd ask if we'll just type everything in black. I'll come on periodically throughout the days to ensure that everyone is taken care of. I will highlight and turn those answers green once I have looked at each grade level and had an opportunity to respond in the best way to each one of those areas of concern, and then we'll be able to collectively move forward in the best way. So this will be, you will have one for your grade level in addition to one school running record. And so the running record for the school will be kind of school wide. And so let's keep those items really centrally bound to our entire learning community and group of scholars and Team SOAR members. Okay. Let's see, what else do we have on here? We have the Team SOAR weekly expectations, and that document will be sent out to the main school-wide page, but just kind of gives you a broad overview of what to kind of expect. Connecting with me a couple times a week if you're having any scholars that you're needing support with, any challenges that you may be incurring, any questions that you may have, and then that way I can come on either on the school-wide page and just kind of answer some of those questions if we're getting some of the same. However, I think if we're all utilizing with fidelity the concern page, or the questions and concerns, that running record, that way that'll give us an opportunity to just be able to reference back in case we got an answer to a question but then later forgot. Because we're human, we can access that page and be able to continue forward. So just wanting to keep that out there for you. And so this is kind of just a guide. We may add a few things and take some things away, but keeping in mind that our parent contact log, which we'll get to that, I've revised that template. The weekly lesson plans, I've revised that template as well. And then the at-risk scholar log, which we just looked at. So all of those three documents will kind of be what we, will want to talk through, and we'll want to have those submitted. And so I believe if we'll go ahead and just click File, make a copy once we look at the lesson plan template, and then begin to submit those in as you have previously before school was out for spring break. And so, like I said, I know that it's going to be very general, but nevertheless, we do want to have kind of some hands on deck and some refinement into our instructional practice going on to this environment, okay? So just wanted to put that out there for you. And so that document will be sent out electronically to our school-wide classroom. So be on the lookout for that. Okay, let's see. And now we have the elementary virtual lesson plan template. And again, this is just a very, a guide. I had, sat down and really tried to map out what that day might look like, and giving you a very well-rounded and thorough support for you to be able to begin to plan those lessons for our scholars in that virtual environment. So you'll see kind of what the time, commitments would look like for each element. We're wanting to engage in independent reading time. We also, our English language arts, our literacy block, as well as, having that morning break that would have been generally what would have transpired anyway, especially with, bathroom breaks, water, things like that. And then our specials time as well, a couple of menu items. And I know that we have such a unique team. I know that collectively, if one thing is working and appears to be working for your scholars with their age and performance level, we definitely want to expound upon those. So please share those out in those, supports in that running record for our team and grade level, and even accessing the one for the full school. That way we can be sure that if something's working great, hey, let's all utilize that where we can and where applicable for, the magnitude of all of our scholars. So then looking at, lunch and recess being also kind of in that middle part of the day, making sure also that you have a planning period too, knowing that, that'll be a time maybe if you want to, talk with your grade level. If you want to have a grade level huddle, let me know, and we can schedule that as well, just to kind of run some ideas by one another. Again, I know that virtually, that distancing is there, but nevertheless, we will continue to be engaged with one another as we are working to have a strong end to the semester. Wanting to focus as well on writing, where we can. An afternoon break, of course, of approximately about 10 minutes, as we did for the morning break. And so this document also will be shared to the school-wide classroom on Google, and then also looking at the mathematics as well, implementing that, science curriculum, social studies. This is a phenomenal site right here with the pbslearningmedia.org. They have it, very grade level specific. Clicking on, it's got those short instructional videos, and then we could have some follow-up activities as well as a reflection and a closure to each and every day. So I have created this as a guide for us, and so I put in parentheses with guiding principles just to give you some ideas. I know, like I said, this is brand new for many of us, but nevertheless, as we are moving forward in the society that we live in, it's technologically driven, and so, as those innovative mechanics, even just this video of me being able to be interactive with you and walk you through what is to come is just, one example of how technological functionality is giving us what we need to be able to provide an authentic, rich learning environment for all of our scholars. So that is the lesson plan template. And so I'm trying to look and see, is there anything else? Yes, there is the virtual contact log, and so that was that other element that would be due on Thursdays by 6. And so this, I've refined this, so I ask that you would just click File, make a copy of this, and then that way we will be able to then submit that for each of our classrooms. If we've done probably like a school-wide or a classroom-wide dojo or Remind 101, let's go ahead and notate that. And then let's just, go ahead, and if we're having some issues, again, I just want to be sure that we're maintaining contact with all of our scholars and getting that information that needs to be had or supports. We want to get those, as early as possible. So these will be kind of what those expectations would look like. These are those expectations, of what would be due on Thursdays, by 6 o'clock p.m. And please reach out and let me know, if you're having any issues or challenges. Like I said, that document is a great way for me to keep track and be sure that I'm able to answer all of your questions that you have and concerns, and then those need to knows for that running record. And then finally, the document that I've sent is just a support. You know me, I love acronyms, and so I've got those 5 E's for virtual lesson planning. And so, looking at number 1 being that engagement piece, exploration, explanation, elaboration, and finally evaluation. And so knowing that keeping those 5 E's elements in mind when planning is going to be critical to our scholars' success. So I just wanted to provide you with what documents to be on the lookout for that are be scheduled and posted to our Google Classroom. And those elements are going to begin tomorrow. And so knowing that Dr. Mendenhall is going to give some refining information in regards to how we will proceed with instructional practice, I wanted to also provide the supports for our Team SOAR teachers in this process as well. So knowing that we're in this together, while we might be, screen to screen, connecting and communicating, even phone as well, knowing that nevertheless there is supports for you, and I am working to ensure that we will end the year with a great magnitude of success. Once again, I'm going to post this. This will be uploaded to YouTube, and I will share this out. And so if you have any other further questions as we are diving forward and awaiting the April date for virtual instruction, please don't hesitate to let me know. Thank you so much, and take care.